Look, I love Stardew Valley. Oh, the love that I feel for that game. It's one of my absolute favorite games of all time. It's so wonderful, and I in actuality, I cannot complain that Eric Barone has chosen to continue working on Stardew Valley, providing just the most generous game dev that has ever existed. Never charged not a penny for any extra content, only making the game. He's added, he could have just done a sequel. He's essentially added entire additional games worth of content into this game. He keeps doing it, all free, all completely free. People who buy the game now, today, they're essentially stealing from him. They're getting such a crazy, huge game out of it. I cannot actually complain that he loves the project that much and he just wants to keep working on it. I can't. But personally, it's been 3 years. It's been 3 years since he announced Haunted Chocolatier. Gave us footage and everything. And I love Stardew Valley. I played it a lot. And I don't want to say necessarily I'm done with it, because I actually have a tremendous amount of content to catch up on whenever I want to get back to the game. I haven't played it in a couple years. It's basically a completely different game now. So it's not to say I'll never play it again, but like my heart is just so ready. It's so ready to move to a new thing, a new creation from Mr. Barone, because Stardew Valley is so good. He's such a talented developer. I want to, Haunted Chocolatier, it looks so much more unique, you know, like Stardew Valley was like, I'm going to do my own farming sim, you know, Harvest Moon has been a garbage fire for years, so I'm going to do my own. And that was cool. It was really great. And he really turned it into something just so big and so amazing. But like Haunted Chocolatier looks like it's got such a unique, it's like in the same universe. It looks the same. The gameplay is the same, but it's a new and original idea. And I'm so excited to see that explored. Cause like Stardew Valley has like the mines, you know, you go down into the mines and you fight monsters, but that has always felt like it's sort of secondary. I mean, like, there's so many different ways to play Stardew Valley, so many things you can do that like you don't necessarily have to dedicate yourself like fully to fighting monsters. It's just kind of a part of it. Whereas at least the way that I see it in Haunted Chocolatier, you run a chocolate shop, but it also kind of looks like you're doing a lot more like going out into the world, not just in the mines, not just in caves, but out in the world and fighting monsters and collecting materials to use in recipes and sell in your shop. Ooh, that sounds like such a good hook. That sounds so good. And then of course, just the vibe, it's chocolate, it's ghosts. It's I just everything about what he shared with us 3 years ago. It just looks so good. So like for me personally, I'm just like, I'm done with the Stardew Valley. I want Haunted Chocolatier so badly. And every time he's ever given us an update on the game and its development, it's always been to say, it's gonna be a little while. It's gonna be a little while. And that's hard, because like to me, if you reveal a game to me, but then you're like, it's gonna be a while, or like if, you know, say someone announces a game, but like, I don't know, it's still really early in development. In my mind, I feel like I kind of automatically, okay, so like, well, like 3 years. 3 years is a long time. You know, 1 year, not quite enough to get like super far on any one project, especially a video game. Okay, 2 years, that's kind of a lot, but you know, things to 3, that's a long time. You say it's gonna be a while. I think 3 years, yeah, okay. So for 3 years to go by and for him to still be like, sorry, it's gonna be a while. It's just, ooh, it hurts. It hurts. I understand how Silksong fans Hollow Knight fans must, I mean, I already understood it. We all have the white whale. We all have the game that I waited for Pikmin 4 for 9 years. I mean, I do get it. But I guess in this case, it's like the game that has actually been like revealed. You even saw it. That's the thing. It's a Silksong and Haunted Chocolatier. We saw it. We see it in action. We think you must have a lot. If you can show us something already, you must be sort of close, right? You must have done a lot of work. You must have made a lot of progress. But yeah, Eric Barone, he posted an update on the hauntedchocolatier.net blog, and it's not all bad news. It's really not all bad news. It's not like he hasn't been working on it at all. It sounds like he actually has done a lot of work. There's just still a lot more to go. And he says in the blog, I know it's been a while since I last posted here. As you may already know, I haven't been able to work on Haunted Chocolatier in a while. This is because I started working on new stuff for the Stardew Valley 1.6 update. The 1.6 update was originally planned to be a technical under-the-hood update to expand Stardew's modding capabilities done by others so that I could focus on Haunted Chocolatier. But then I got involved, adding a little bit of new content to the update, and it kind of snowballed into a pretty substantial amount of content. And even after 1.6 came out on PC, I've been heavily involved with bug fixing, porting, and more. This has all pulled me away from Haunted Chocolatier development. It's been a little sad to see Haunted Chocolatier getting dusty on the shelf, but this is the reality of my situation. Stardew Valley is a big and popular game, and I have a lot of attachment to it. I also feel a strong sense of duty and obligation to all the people who have bought Stardew Valley over the years, granting me this rare opportunity to be an indie game developer, so it's hard to let go of Stardew, even temporarily, to work on something that isn't already established and meaningful to people. So he's just too nice. He's just too generous to the community. Too into this creation and fostering it and seeing it grow and giving that to the people who love it. He's just too generous. This is what happens when your developers are too passionate about their works. Anyway, he goes on to say, however, I also have a strong desire to make more games. I like making games, and I have a lot more that I want to share with Haunted Chocolatier and beyond. And even though Haunted Chocolatier has only been revealed publicly to a tiny degree, in my own private world, it's a special place, and I'm very attached to the characters, themes, and ideas. Also, I've already done a ton of work on the game. Before I took this break for Stardew 1.6, I had created a vertical slice of Haunted Chocolatier, essentially a skeleton of the game with most, not all, of its bones in place. That is exciting. Even if it's been a long time, even if we still have a long time to go, it feels good hearing him say, he used the word ton. He's worked on the game a ton. And it's also really nice to hear he's got like a vertical slice, most of the bones in place. Because when he first revealed it, it looked like that looked like a vertical slice. It looked so complete. But he said it was still kind of the seed of the idea, and he still had a lot of playing, experimenting to kind of work on, to get a feel for what the project is. So I'll completely admit, this is very good news to hear that he's got something that he's pretty confident in, and he's still really in love with the characters and the themes and all that stuff. That is really great. He says, my next task will be to tweak the existing bones until I'm happy with them, add all the rest of the bones, and then flesh it all out with all the content that will need to be in the game. Yes, it's going to be a lot of work still, but it's okay. I'm addicted to the grind. So yeah, that is a lot more work. That is a lot. He still needs to get the bones in place. And even then, you get the bones, then you gotta make the content. That's the kicker. Then you gotta design the whole rest of the game and how it all works. And, I assume with something like this, that means dialogue and story things, and it's a lot of work, and he is doing it alone. He says in the next part, he just like with Stardew Valley, it became really big, and he eventually ended up getting some help for like the new content and stuff. Supposed to be so he can get away from Stardew Valley, whatever. But even though now he's got those people helping with that, he wants to remain essentially the solo developer on Haunted Chocolatier, because it's just this is what he prefers. He's doing he's coding it mostly from scratch in C# solo in all areas because it's just what he's comfortable with. And I mean, he did it with Stardew, so more power to him. You know, there really is something to be said for the solo dev. It's a lot of work for one person, but we keep seeing it. We keep seeing it again and again. Very often, you get a person. You know, we just saw it with Animal Well. One person working on one project can take a long time, but it is also very, very efficient in its own way because there's no communication breakdown. There's no disagreements of ideas. It's just one person just like piece by piece putting together this thing and seeing their own vision realized that's already in their head. It doesn't have to be communicated to anybody. So hopefully when it comes to a point where, you know, now that 1.6 is out, and maybe it'll come to a point where when the bugs have been squashed and all that stuff, maybe he'll be able to dedicate himself to it. And when he does, who knows how quickly the work could go. Really can only speculate on this, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be out before we know it. If he can just finally, if all this has just been an issue of him having the time to do it, then maybe once he gets the time, maybe it will happen. But I want it. I want it so bad. 3 years. I cannot even believe it's been 3 years since he revealed it. And man, just, yeah, I don't know like what his original plan was for the release. I don't know if, because he said it was early on and he said it would take a while. I do have to wonder where in the process he thought he would be by now. Maybe he didn't know. Maybe he didn't even have a guess. Maybe this kind of like, yeah, I kind of figured I'd get pulled away here and there. Don't know. But I will keep waiting. I will keep waiting, constantly hearing updates online about new Stardew Valley stuff, and each time I'll say I'm really happy for the community, happy for the future me who will play all of this new content, happy that we have such a generous and passionate developer, happy that Eric Barone is just perfect, and it's just he has just endless joy for this game. He wants to share with the whole community and keep them happy. Oh, it's good. It's a good thing. Just want to play Haunted Chocolatier so bad. This really it's my Silksong. Technically different because with Silksong, everybody is just like holding their breath, just like waiting for it to finally come back. And of course, that's been going on for like 5 years. So no, it's not directly comparable, but I get it. I feel the pain. I feel the pain of having this thing that you want so badly, a follow-up to something that you loved so much that you absolutely can't wait. And it's like, this, you're like, you can't wait. Every second that goes by is so much pain, and yet it's like, maybe this year, just like year of your life, of your existence, 365 days, maybe this year. And then you get to the end of the year and you go, nope, maybe next year.